Who has the Sefirot? Kedusha Shabbos. Maimer Vav. Okay. I'm letting Kedusha Shabbos inside. I'm waiting for you, David. Maimer Vav. Soid HaShabbos. Let's get this. Soid HaShabbos, She'isa B'Zoyar. Well, let's understand the secret of Shabbos. Because until now we were just getting warmed up.
Really?
Yeah. She'isa B'Zoyar Kigavno. We learned it inside. Rosa de Shabbos, Di Sachados, Rosa de Echad. Union Sham. Means that what the Kigavna taught us, that really we wouldn't know if we weren't in these Inyanim, is that the Rosa de Shabbos, if you want to really understand the secret of Shabbos is that it creates an Echad in this world, which then ties to the Echad of Hashem. We're going to explain this, but that's what the passage from the Zohar tells us. And at that moment where we make Echad here, Keneged the Echad there, so then there is what we've been calling Malchut, meaning that it means that the Hashpah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu came all the way down to this world, meaning in simple English that we've taken everything that Hashem has given us, all of the Sheishes Yemei Maisa, and we have it in our hand and we're doing something with it. We tie it all together and we make Echad. When we are an Am to Hashem, so now HaKadosh Baruch Hu will get up, Kaf Yochel, and Yoshev al Kisei Kevod. He'll sit on the Kisei HaKavod. If I'm not a Melech over you guys, I'm not sitting on the Kisei HaKavod. What's the point of sitting on the Kisei HaKavod if ein Melech b'lo Am? But if you're an Am, so then I'll sit on the Kisei HaKavod. How am I an Am? If this world is despaired, if this world is unhooked from everything that's going on in the creation of the world, everything that's Mizala Ada Kodesh Baruch Hu, so then this is not a Malchus of this. This is a foreign territory, maybe even enemy territory. So by taking it and saying no, Anu Laka, Chayenu Laka, all of our life and all of our doings are for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So then we're creating Malchut. El Asher Shabbos B'Yom Hashvi B'Yom Hashvi Yom HaShabbos Yom Hashvi Yisalav V'Yoshev Al Kisei Kevod. That's the Hebrew. Basically, that piyut is the Hebrew of the Zohar of Kigavna. The Yosef Al Kursayim, the Yikara. So says Reb Tzadok like this. This is his explanation. That was my introduction. Who side Yichuda Ilah v'Yichuda Tata? Important to understand. There's an Yichud Ilah, let's call it Yichud Elyon. Yichud Elyon v'Yichuda Tata. Here's the word we need to introduce to this discussion. Fragmentation. Kadosh Baruch Hu is Echad. We're not always Echad. We have this part to us, that part to us, right? So there's a possibility of multiple personalities here, and certainly the world is going in a lot of different directions. It's not Echad. It's not all. It's not like a ship where everybody's working on the ship doing a different job, but it's all l'chavenet hadavar that we should get from point A to point B. Okay, I'm a navigator, I'm washing the deck, but I'm cooking the food. But the fact is we're all a Malchus. We're all working in the Malchus of the captain and the captain of the Malchus of the government, etc., etc. It's all working towards a goal, and the goal has nothing to do with the ship. So this captain, that captain, the goal has to do with point B. So That's what Malchus is. If everyone's going in a different direction, if it's fragmented, you'll have chaos. You'll never get to the place that you're going, and it has nothing to do with the one above who's telling you where to go. So it's just very important that our lives are not fragmented. It's echad. That's Yehuda Tata. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a singular will. He's echad. There is no fragmentation by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Rambam is married on this. Not like a one that's for two come together, they equal one. And not like a one which is things broken down to its finest. Not this one, not that one. One. Echad. Echad. So our echad has to be connected his echad. Whose side? So Shabbos. Whose side? Yehuda ilav, Yehuda tato. The Shema. So important. So fundamental. The Shema. Ubarak Shem kavay malchusay le'elovoed. To raza da Hashem echad u'shmoy echad ha'amur b'zar Hashem. Look, let's think what we do with so much kavanah. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. That's called Yehuda Ilah. It's a statement about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem Elokeinu. You think you're seeing different midos here? Midos Rachamim, midos Chesed, Elokeinu, midos Adin. Not seeing different things. You should know that in Yehuda Ilah, or in Ilah, I should say, there's Yehuda. You should know that Hashem Echad. What's the Yichud Elyon? How does it apply to us? Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuso Li'olam Va'ed. Two chidushim in this passage. One is Shem, and the other is Malchus. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuso. It's all about Malchus. Malchus is where? Tata. So the first pasuk, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, is Yehuda Elah, Yichud Elyon. And the one we say quietly is all about us. It's all about Yehuda Tata. It's all about Baruch Shem. Shem. We're going to learn about Shem. Kavod Malchuso. Now, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, yeah. You're Echad. We're the Malchus. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchusai. We're the Malchus. Ein Melech B'loi Am. We have just attached A to B. Hashem to the world. That's called Malchus. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchusai. Li'olam Va'ed. Look, look at Yaakov Avinu. Says Shema. Rashi says Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad b'soif Yamav. Salam Mimenu Shechina. The Shiftei Yaakov said Baruch Shem Kavod Malchusai Li'olam Va'ed. Kishem Shein B'libcha L'Echad Kein Bein B'libeinu L'Echad. Lashon Rashi. There's an Echad. We're the same Echad. We're the same page. Meaning we're the same page. We're doing so many different things. The answer is it's all Echad. We're working on the ship of Yaakov. We're on the ship. Like, we're doing different things. This is Haber-The, this is Yisachar, this is Zavulun, this is Dan, this is Naphtali, but we're all doing the same thing. It's all Echad. Is that amazing? Like, in other words, so Malchus, but understand this, that Echad in Shabayim is Pshuta. Echad in Aretz is very, very complicated. Because even those that we're really Echad with, like, let's say, our wife, it's not so Echad. Going into different directions. Our kids, it's all one family, yeah, but it's not so Echad. It's not so Echad. Because this is the Alma of Yehuda. So here, to make the Echad, our job is much more difficult than Hashem's job. He's Echad, automatically, he's Echad. But so to say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, Nachon, philosophically correct. To say Baruch Shem Kavod Malchusai Li'olam Va'ed is a complicated thing. Why do we say quietly? Because if at any point we're separating the Yehuda Ilah from the Yehuda Tata, so then we have Shtei Reshuyos.
What's in Yom Kippur?
Yom Kippur we're Malachim. There's no Shtei Reshuyos. Yom Kippur, the Pshat Yom Kippur is that the Echad Lamala is the Echad Lamata. There's nothing for us. We're not even eating. There's nothing for us. We're not working. We're not eating. We're not doing anything. We're not talking. We're not even showing. We're devoted completely to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're like Malachim. We're singular in our purpose. Clearly, Yom Kippur. Even the Avrayonim are part of this ship. That's Yom Kippur. It has that schos. Yom Kippur. Almost. So, that's the side of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, followed by Baruch Shem Koi Malchus Le'olam Vayik. Shehu Raza Da Hashem Echad U'Shema Echad Amor B'Zayir Hashem. It all comes down to this Kigavna Da Hashem Echad Hu Yichudei Ilah. Da Hashem Echad is the Yichud Elyon. Hu HaYichud Da'ad Shaloi Nivra Ha'olam. Dahainu Koidem. Now, let me medayik. I know I say this every day, but it's chabal you don't have a sefer. Because how can you be medayik? Dahainu Koidem His Galus Habriya V'Hascholas Ha'atzilus. The operating word here is His Galus. See, let's understand. There's the world before the Sefirot, Hashem, and then there's a world after the Sefirot, our world. What is the difference between that world and this world? He's Galus. It's like light that has nothing to reflect off of, has no mashmos. Tir v'yamama mayahanale. There's no mashmos to that or. So Kadosh Baruch Hu is an or, and there's nothing to reflect it. So what's the purpose of that or?
Or absorb it. Nothing to absorb it either.
Nothing to absorb it. Nothing to reflect it. Nothing to make it real. So when we understand, like the Arizal says at the beginning of Shar Kavonis, that the purpose of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in creating the world, who could go there? But that's what all those stories are about. The purpose of HaKadosh Baruch Hu creating the world is to give a place for the art to reflect. Now, it's so. If there's an Or Echad and it's coming into this world and it starts to reflect different midos. Hey, there's some chesed. Take a look over there. There's a little bit of netzach. Ultimate reflection of the Or Elyon is the Malchus. It's the whole world is shining. The Or Hashem. Or Panecha. Nasata Lanu Hashem Elokeinu Teres Chaim Avas Chesed Tzedakah Bracha. The Or Panecha. Give you Or Panecha Nasata Lanu. So the Or, this is the Kavanah. The Or comes and we're reflecting your Torah as a reflection. So it's important to understand that when we look around and we see Chesed and Gvura and Tiferes and Netzach and Hoid and Yesod, we're seeing the Or Echad reflecting on different things in different colors. Isn't that the way light works? Kigavno. That's the different colors, if you will, of the Bria. In fact, every sphere has a different color. If you look at my book, Sefirot, so the spheres are divided, also color-coded according to the colors of the spheres. The best it's very difficult to look at a sefer and know what color that means. Like a description, a verbal description of a color. But L'fi Hasaga Segu, we created that color. So it's a reflection of the Or, but it's all one Or, just reflecting on different things differently. Right? Stop here. So it comes out, but just the deal here in the Lashon is that it's not that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world of course he created the world Yesh B'Ayin, but that Yesh B'Ayin is really a Hitgalut. It's really a Gilui. It's a Gilui Or Yisparach. Why? Because the Or is there, it just has no mashmos. The or is there. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu wouldn't have created the world, that it's an or without mashmos. It's an or without mashmos. So now that we have a world, if we're reflecting correctly off HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then it's an or with mashmos. If not, then what's the no purpose? Let's destroy it, make a Babel. No purpose. So hu hayichud, when we talk about Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, up there, hu hayichud da'ad sheloi nivra ha'olam. That's the yichud which is there before the world was created. Dahainu, what a lashon, koidem hiskalus habriya b'hascholos ha'atzilus. There's four worlds, Atzilus, right? Atzilus, more hiskalus, Bria, more hiskalus, more formation, Yitzira, Asiya, until it comes to this world. Shekol habidos.
What does that mean, hiskalus, Bria, Atzilus, Atzilus?
The world started to look like something. You could see it when Atzilus started. There's something there. Atzilus is not HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's Eitzel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So the Sefirot begin in Atzilus. The Arizal explains that each one of the Olamas has the 7 Sefirot in it. It's repeated one after the other. So, but until, like, the easy one is Asiya, the world we live in. That's what we can understand at least. The world of Asiya, the Sefirot that are Miskala, the world of Asiya is clear reflection of the Or of the Bria. But before that, you don't see it. I know koidem hiskalus habriya b'hascholos shekol hamidos. Right. Shekol hamidos. What is midos? Midos hadid, midos harachim, midos hachesed, midos nekavah. Kol hamidos. Count nekavah is Hashem. But most of the midos are manifested. Just to hold this piece of information in reserve. Most of the midos of Hashem are manifested in His various names. So names are very, very important. But names are here. Names are not there.
So what is there in Atzilus for it to reflect off of?
That's something Malachim.
Malachim?
Yeah. I'm not being medayik because Malachim are really in Yitzira. Atzilus is above my head. Shekol hamidos v'hasfiros. Shenirim, that they look to you, kechiluk midos shaynos. Whoa, Hashem is angry today, now He's being kind. What's this Holocaust all about? Klulim b'yichud gamar b'imkairam, if you would trace them all back. The birth of children, the birth of Israel, the Holocaust, the Spanish Inquisition, the Binyan Beis HaMikdash, if you trace them all back to their makar, you would have how many different energies here? Echad. Klulim b'yichud gamar b'imkairam, it's all echad. It's all echad. Shuhu ha'machshava ha'elyoina. There's no fragmentation by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So alts ein zach. Everything's echad. Shesham hakol echad b'yichud gamar. And here, ushmai echad. Baruch shem kivay malchus eliyah. Malchus has to do with shame. V'nemar v'haya Hashem l'melech al kol ha'aretz. V'yom hahu, when Mashiach comes, yiyeh Hashem echad u'shmai echad. Sounds like two to me. Hashem echad u'shmai echad. Is it echad? Is it shtayim? Hashem echad is l'malo, shmai echad is l'mata.
What's the meaning of this shame?
What is the meaning of this shame? Shmai echad, when we talk about the shame, that it's echad, hu mitzad hanivroyim, that's for us to do. Decree Hashem lo shayach elo kisheyesh davar acher hanira kinifrad v'chutz mimenu shu karer b'shem. You see, when we talk about a shame, Eitan Yehuda, so that is the most, in a way, the most external public part that there is about you. I can look you up and I can Google you. I can't Google your neshama, but I can Google your name. And I can find out different ideas. So the shame, is it a description or is it not a description? Okay, no, look.
It's not who He really is.
Not the essence. But that the shame, which is usually nifrad from the essence, will also represent that echad. So now we have a echad, echad keneged echad. So it's so important that the shame of the shame Hashem, which are all disparate in their midos, fragmented. Is he Adonai? Is he Malachim? Is he Kel? Is he Shaka? It's all fragmented. It's all different things. Ad kedei kach, that the guy learned shtei rishuyos. The Christian said must be triplicate. The Greeks, thousands, thousands. The God of this, the God of that, the God of this, the God of that. All different oiros, different reflections. Oh, there's one. Everything's a different God. Is there an echad? So we got, comes up from a vidu mano, theism. Right? There's all echad. The chiddush was unbelievable of echad. It's all one thing, It's all one thing. The kaichav, the mazalos, the different energies, the thunder, the lightning. It's all one thing. They're very powerful, but they're all different kigavnos. They're all different colorations. They're all different reflections of one thing. Get yourself together here. This is what our Rabbi Haber was trying to understand. Get yourself together. We're all in the same boat. So it's all. It was hard for people because people were tapping into different energies and different types of things. And maybe this has koach, and maybe that has koach. Let me just go a little bit further. So a name. So when you talk about a name, is my name me or me my name? Is it like?
The time Mashiach comes, we still only have his name. We won't have Hashem more than his name. All we have now is his name. We don't have anything more than that. So when Mashiach comes, we'll only have his name also just to be more clarified, more like echad of his name.
Shema echad. It'll all be one name.
We won't have more than like a.
Shem HaMefarish.
All we have is Shem.
The Shem HaMefarish is called all the Shemas.
We don't have any idea of Hashem beside his name.
So. If you look in the Siddur, if you look at the Siddurim of the Mekubalim, they're always mitzaref the Shemas. Yud Kei Vav Kei and Adonai 26 and how much is Adonai? Adonai, Aleph, Dalet, 5, 55, 65, comes together what? 91. Amen. Poseach es yadecha, pay Aleph Yud, 91. We're betzaref the Shemas into echad. We understand there's two different midos, are they echad? So you look at the Sephardi Siddur, it's a Yud, K, Yud, Aleph, K, tells you don't say this, just look at it. So the Shema Mefarish, the also be Pikaim Gadol, and Kippur was Mitzvah of all the Shemas, that's just two Shemas. So to create two Shemas into one is a hard thing to do without getting into Shtei Rishuyos. That's Adom Arishon. Yeah, echad. Essay, lois essay, midos adid, midos arachid. That's what we learned, right? Adom Arishon. Let's give us about it in this a little bit. Adom Arishon kara shemas lakol. Says in the Chumash. Adom Arishon called everything by a name. That was his job. He brings here the Medrash. Just putting this matter together. It's fascinating. Part of it we know, and part of it Rav Tzadok underlined for us. Omar Rebacha. B'shah Shabbat Kadosh Baruch Hu librois es Adam. When Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted to create man, when he got up to man, Friday, Nimlach b'malachei hasharis, he he took Eitzah from the Malachi Asharis. Omer Lahed, and he said to them, Na'aseh Adom, let's do Adom. Okay. Lashon, Rabbi is explaining the Lashon Rabbim of Na'aseh Adom as opposed to I'm going to make a man. It wasn't just the royal we, but it was Nimlach Malachi Asharis. Meaning, the way I understand it is that in the Oilabais of Atzilos, Bria, Yitzira, every Oilam is built with everything before it. So everything that's in Bria has Atzilos plus. It's a formation. The formation is not pushing things away. So if you're going to be Bar Adom, which is the ultimate expression, articulation of the Bria, so you have to be Nimlach B'Malachim. And therefore, I already made Malachim. Malachim maybe thought that, okay, here, where the cats be out, like we're here. So HaKadosh Baruch has to be Nimlach B'Malachim, not just to be polite. No. From there, we're going to go further. You also have a tachlis. Raphael, who are you going to be Merafim?
They're in Bria also?
Also Bria. And they're who are you going to be Merafim? So they're serving Hashem, but they're not serving Hashem. They're serving Hashem, meaning they're serving Hashem by taking the midos, the Sefirot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Malachim, and manifesting them in this world. That's how the Ramchal explains at the beginning of Derech Hashem. We're also Malachim, says the Ramchal. Also the same thing. We're here to accomplish the Ratzon Hashem, but the Malchut of Hashem. So Hashem said, okay, if you're in on this, let's go weiter. So Nasa Adom, let's go weiter. Amru Lois and the Malachim said to Hashem, Adom zeh mativa, what is his purpose? What's he going to do that we don't do exactly? Mativa. What's it does? Amru Lois, Hashem said to him, look, Chachmasai meruba mishalachem, I'm making something much smarter than you. You know, they're like artificial intelligence. They're just doing what they're programmed to do. Malachim. So, they're doing what they're programmed to do. They can't be Bechira Chafshus because you're programmed. It's a Bechira Chafshus. The computer doesn't have Bechira Chafshus, the Melach doesn't have Bechira Chafshus. He explains it to them. Look at the bria that I made on the first 6 days of creation. Here's a chicken. Here's a goat. And Hashem asked the Malachim, tell me, Zeba Shmo. Can you give it a name? They didn't know how to give it a name. This is such a deep medrash. They didn't know how to give it a name. Havira lifnei Adam, and then he shows the same bria to Adam. Amar Zeba Shmo. Amar Zeshar. Zechamor, Zesus, V'zegamo. Meaning, what's the big deal? Like, you know, was Webster a Baal Ruach HaKodesh? He also gave everything a name, or whoever. What's the taich? The taich is that different languages, you know, I'm not an expert in language development, but different languages have given words to different items based on their function, I presume, and probably comes from the early Latin and the early Greek, and it has to do with the function that we can recognize. So hence, this is a tape recorder or whatever it's called. Why? Because it's recording stuff on tape. It's very simple why it's called a tape recorder. If Adom Arishon is going to give this a name, which would be Lashon HaKodesh, so now, this is a Ruchnius device. You know, you think it's called an iPhone. No, it's a Ruchnius device. This is here to bring. He'll trace it. Adom Arisha would have traced this all the way up to Shema until we understand mamish the essence of this thing. It is the Ruach HaKodesh, which a person has when he's giving a kid a name. Is that it's not just giving hi George, welcome to this world. It's not that. It's he's understanding somehow Baruch HaKodesh And this is so meduyik why it has to be the Adom, which, why doesn't the baby come with a name printed on its head? It'll last 8 days and then visible ink. If it's over, why? Is Kadosh Baruch Hu can do anything? This is his name. Don't you want to know what you have? This is the package. Be scary. You know right away what you have. Person would know what his tachlis is. Why is this up to us? Why is it up to us? The answer is because it's Yisarus L'Sata. It's Malchut. Hashem Echad. Ushma Echad is Nagei L'Didan. The Shema Echad is L'Didan. It's us that have to respond and say, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchusai Li'olam. We're the ones who are giving Shem. Adom had to give the Shemos. Malachim, you can't do that. You don't really understand the essence. You can give it a name. You can give it a name. The Malachim could have given it a name. Hashem could have given it. I could also give it a name. But the Chachma of Adom HaRishon was, understand it deeply, he knew how to give names. He understood how everything is part of the Malchus. Everything had a context of the Malchus Hashem. So therefore, when we talk about Ashora, Chabora, Seh, Gomel, you can analyze Lashon HaKodesh to a very, very deep level. So I'll tell you something I heard from my Rebbe. In the Toichacha it says that, God forbid, if we go against the Ratzon Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, there's the curse. And in the Toichacha it says that we can have Lenu Hamaka Aksuva B'Sefer HaTorah Hazeh V'Hamaka She'ein Aksuva B'Sefer HaTorah Hazeh. Ad Kedei Kach that if one in the vernacular, if one wants to describe like an unthinkable illness, Loyolenu, it's a Makash like Suva B'Torah. That's the vernacular. It's a Makash like Suva B'Torah. This is a klala Kefarach. What's the pshat? The pshat is that Rashi was master that Adom came along and he gave everything a name. By doing that, he touched up the essence of the thing. The Ramban is marich on this in this pasuk in Bereshit. He touched up the essence from the name B'Lashon HaKodesh Dafka. If you're a chacham and you learn it, if you learn Torah, you can understand the essence of the seh, of the chamor, of the gam. And Kach Kol Torah Kula, it's given to us in Lashon HaKodesh. We understand the essence. So when HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us, Es HaKadachas, Es HaShapachas, all these different illnesses, if you'll be mispointed into it, and you'll know when you're a gadol b'Torah, at least you'll know the essence of the illness. The problem with this, I learned from my Rebbe, the problem with something like cancer, Shlit'a, is it's a makash like suva b'Torah. That people know, they see it. You can see it in an X-ray or in a CAT scan or even in a blood test. They treat it. Dahainu, they know how to shrink those cells, but nobody cures it. Why don't they cure it already? Take a polio shot, and a cancer shot. So the pshat is because they don't know what it is. Really, they don't know what it is. Now, I heard this 30 years ago. There's been a lot of cancer research. But I think the word cancer, talking about names of things, means that we don't know what it is. This is an aggressive animal that's just eating a person up. That's what sartan means. That's what the word means. So when we're talking about something like the worst machal in the world is possibly curable if at least you understand its essence. So that's a makak suva b'Torah. How can you understand its essence? Only because its essence was miskala in the bria. But if a person's averis are ad kedei kach, the averis of the world are ad kedei kach, that it's a makak suva b'Torah, makasha einak suva b'Sefer HaTorah, that we don't have anything to do with this. Have no mahalach at all, except for maybe to treat the symptoms. It's a makash like suva b'Torah. By the way, Adkan Shabbat, the Chassidich famously said, because Chassidich was such a chachma, I don't know where he got it in Yidonei Refuah. Many Gedolim. The Assessing Rebbe used to write out prescriptions, and the pharmacist used to take the Rebbe said. The doctors would say to get an operation. He would say, no, don't get that operation, or get this operation. The Chazon Ish too. what are they doing in Ravu to have a knack? The pshat is that they're understanding very, very deeply, these Gedolim, Baruch HaKodesh, they're understanding the essence of the Machla. That's the pshat in it. So the Chazon Ish pointed out during the polio epidemic, he said there's always going to be one makkah, one illness. There's always going to be one illness that nobody's going to know what it is, because otherwise, so he said that if we'll figure out how to cure polio, we'll end up with cancer. And if we'll end up how to cure cancer, so it all has to do with the abak ha'ksuva, the shame ha'davar. So says the Medrash like this. This is where it gets so deep. Amar zeh shor zeh chamor zeh su zeh gomo. Va'ata, says Hashem to Adom, Ma shimcha? What's your name? What's your name? The title of your book. Ma shimcha? What's your name? Amar loy, so Adom says, Ali noeli karei Adom. I like to be called Adom. Ani noe, just call me John. Ani noe li karei Adom. So it comes out like Adom named himself. Ani noe li karei Adom. Why? Racy min ha'adam. Because I was. Where did I come from? Racy min ha'adam. The ultimate Malchus. Look here, by the way, just, well, a little further. Va'ani, says Hashem. Ma shmi, tell me, what's my name? Okay. Yafeh. What's my name? Shmi, what's my name? Don't give me a philosophical, what's my name? How am I understood by you? Mashmi. Amar loy, so Adom says to Hashem, L'cha noeh likarais Adonai. Sha'ata Adon l'chol briyosecha. Of all the Shemais. We like to think of you as the master. Meaning, this was the ultimate moment of Malchus. Hashem says, Mashmi, how do you see me? We see you as the Adom. We can see you as so many different things, right? But we see you as the Adom, meaning that I've just made a connection between the Adon and the Eved. I've just made a connection from Malo to Mata. So at the moment that Adam Arishan said, we like to call you Adonai, what he's really saying is, I've just made Malchus. I've just connected. I've just explained what we're all about. Uh-huh.
So the name that Kohen Gadol says on Yom Kippur
is in the Echad D'Shmaya. But what it had to be Adam, which came up with the name Adonai. It had to be Adam. Hashem didn't say. This is by the way, all of Sefer Shemos. It's all when they're going to ask me, "What's your name?" Moshe Rabbeinu said, "What's your name?" What am I supposed to tell them? What's your name? And Hashem says, "What's my name?" Like Avram didn't ask you a name. I appeared to Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Yeah, but this is like serious Malchus here. We're talking about Kriyos Yamsuf. We're talking about the Moisiv and the Oisis, Asher also the Mitzrayim. You're talking about like serious high coming to serious low. For you to come and manifest yourself in Mitzrayim is not even Harabayas, it's Mitzrayim. Lamad Shisi Oisoi Sa'ela Bekirba. This is serious Malchus. What name is that? Okay, Hashem answers, needs a hesper. But the shame is referring to the manifestation of the echad of Shemayim, the echad of Aretz. Omar Reb Acha, Ani Hashem Hu Shmi. Hu Shmi Shekara Li Adam Harishon. Ani Hashem, it's a pasuk in Yeshaya. I am Hashem Hu Shmi. What do you mean that's my name? Hu Shmi Shekara Li Adam Harishon. This is the name that Adam Harishon named me. So important that Adam Harishon did this, not Hashem. Not he didn't come into this world, this is my name. No. Chazar,
with a British accent.
Yeah. Chazar Viram Lefanav Zugais. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, maybe the pshat is, I'm just thinking that Hashem, when Hashem gave Musar to Moshe Rabbeinu, he said, they didn't ask me my name. They knew my name. They named me. I mean, that's the pshat. Like, they didn't ask me my name. They said my name. Adam Rishon named me. And by the way, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov also called, the Gemara says in Brachos, called different names to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They didn't ask, what's my name? You're cheating. What's my name? You, this is your job. You're making the Malchus. Ein Melech V'lo. You tell me, what's my name? That's what happened with other Bereshit. You tell me. You know, you say, you're going over to a complete stranger and say to him, yeah. I said to somebody a few days ago, I said, I got a new phone number. So he said, what is this? I said, guess. Imagine going over to a complete stranger, and saying, what's my name? It's ridiculous. Why is it ridiculous? Because you don't know me. You don't get me. You don't understand my essence. How are you going to know my name? How are you going to know my name? Maybe if you go to your grandfather, he's one of 75, and you say to your grandfather, what do you think my name is? He says, I don't know, but you look so much like Sarah. You look so much like Peggy. Like I feel like you're, maybe a Saba could get the essence a little bit. Okay. What's my name? Chazar ve'avira lefanav zugais, but the story's not over. HaKadosh Baruch Hu passes in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu zugais. Means a cow and a bull. Zugos. Omar Marishan Lakol Yesh Ben Zug Ubeli Ein Ben Zug. I'm the only singular here in this Garden of Eden. Rabbits have wives, camels have wives, cows have wives, the birds, the bees, everything like that. What's hopefully? Well, Adom, says the Torah, like Matzah Ezer Kinegtai. Says the Medrash Rabacha, Et Tamha. Isn't it a Pella? Isn't it a Pella? Lama like Bra like Tchila. Nobody, you don't find that the rabbits asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu, hey, I want a wife, can you find me a shidduch? It's all you would say. The rabbits. Like, we don't find it. They were born like that. That's how they're born. Zachar in the cave of Bra.
You ask for it.
Oh. Lama like Bra like Tchila. So just like he made a bull and a cow, why did he make an Adam and a Chava? Lama like Bra like Tchila. Says the Medrash, Elatzafa HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Asid Likrei Ola Tigar. Because he saw that this woman is going to get him in trouble. Lefichas like Bra like. And therefore he said, Besser dish. I'm not going to create her. Ad shetva b'fi, until he begged him. I'll be good, just give me a wife.
Yeah.
This is, you can't live with him, you can't live without him, right? Delete the tape. It's such a Ezer connector. Why did Akash Baruch Hu listen to him? I have a better kasha for why Akash Baruch Hu listen to him. Okay. There's so much that could come from the Zug, and there's so much bad that could come from the Zug. That's what we see in the story again. I saw that it's your wife is your downfall. Lefichach, and therefore I didn't create her. So what does it mean? I'm just being radical for a second, but tolerate me. It means that the rabbits and the goats and the trees and the bees and the birds would have all procreated, and Adom would have been by himself. La'avdo l'shamra. Or would there have been some kind of another nest that he would have had children without being married? It's conjecture. Who knows? Maybe at this moment in history, there's Adam Levad. You're Echad. Echad Haya Avram. You're Echad. We know Avram needed Sarah for some reason, but Echad Haya Avram.
Just one person.
So, how many people does it take to make Malchus? I'm not in charge here. But I'm like, L'chaira, there's a Havamina here. And other Mauritian said, well, all of the mitzvahs of Bru or Vu and L'Shavas Yitzhara, it's all after, Achar Maisa. It wasn't part of the original Bria, am I right? I'm saying, in case you haven't picked up why this is so radical, I'm saying that if Adam Arishon would not have been Toivea Bepeh, which is, by the way, the Lashon used throughout Chazal, Toivea Bepeh, if Adam Arishon would not have been Toivea Bepeh, so then the purpose of the world would have been different, or at least the purpose of Adam would have been different, because right now the purpose of Adam is to L'Shavas Yitzhara, Purvu, Bishvilma, Purvu. L'Shavas Yitzhara, settle the world, Bishvilma. And everything that happened was all to be masakin the chet of Adam Arishon. Are you going to do it, Cain and Hevel? Are you going to do it, Noah? Are you going to do it, Avram? Yeah, Avram is a good one. Avram and Sarah. Echad Haya Avram and Sarah. How are you going to do it with Yishmael? No, Yitzchak. And how are you going to do it with Esav? No, Yaakov. And how are you going to do it, Yosef? Okay. So there's a tikkun that's going on over here. Why is there tikkun? Because Adam Arishon ate for the Eitz Hadas. Otherwise, you wouldn't need any tikkun. We're right there already. We're in Gan Eden, we're in Mashiach, and there would have been one. Maybe. So Adam Arishon, in his Isarusa de Lusata understanding of Malchus, said, I need an oilam here. Give me a million. I need an oilam. Ein melech v'loyav. I need some help. It would have been other than, and it's interesting that the tikkun of oilam was borrowed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu without any tzviyah that there has to be a lot of rabbits. I'm just opening up the possibility. Safa HaKadosh Baruch Hu saw Shu Asid Likrois Alal Tigar. I'm going to make you a wife. Is going to be bayot. Doesn't this get into the whole issue of Yediyah and Bechira? Achitava Bepeh. So why did he listen to it? Because this is your Bechira. This is your world, not my world. This is your world. This is with us also. Like, this is not Malachim here. I created Adam. I can't go back on this. This is what his choice is.
It was his choice even after hearing that the reason why Hashem didn't want to do it in the first place?
He didn't say that he heard. Kivin Shetava, once he asked for a wife, Miyad Vayapel Hashem Malikim Tardema Allah Adam. Oh, am I tired? Tardema, like, okay, you wanted to have a pet. Tardema. Okay, so what we learned today is this, just to sum it up. What we learned today is that Adam Arishon called everything Shemos. That was Ba'etzim the Tachlis of Adam Arishon. Moshe Rabbeinu brought down more Torah from Sinai. He brought down more Shemos. He brought down more Shemos that weren't in the Bria. Avram brought down some Yitzchak. Moshe Rabbeinu brought down a lot of Shemos. We are constantly, when you say a shame, we don't name all of our children the same thing, Junior, because each one has a separate taskless. So
George Foreman.
So the shemos asher nikra avram asher yikra avram is called bria. The shemos we give our children, the shemos we give to our things. It's all part of the Alma de Piruta. The names are distinctions. Asher nakvu b'shemos, which were distinguished by their names. In the Siyam, asher nakvu b'shemos. Let's be medayik in that before we go. Nakvu is a lashon nekeva. I don't mean it's Lashon Nekeva. I mean it's a word Nekeva. Nakvu b'Shemos. Why? What does it mean? What does the pasuk mean? How do you learn the pasuk? Nakvu b'Shemos means that a shame is a bechina of Nekeva. Because Nekeva is the ultimate Malchut, is the Mekabelas. It's taking the bria further. So Adom Arishon is Tava B'Peh for an Isha, for Nekeva, because where am I going to get real Malchus without an Isha? I want to take it even deeper. Are you sure? You're going very deep, you're going very dangerous. Tadas. I want to do this. I want to take it even deeper. I want to take it even to the Lashon of Nekeva, the Lashon of the word Nekeva, Nakvu B'Shevos. They're distinguished with their names. Distinguished means that it's more of an Alba to Peruda. But once you have more Alba to Peruda, it's harder to be Ma'achid Adam. How are you going to be Ma'achid this? You have two Ritzonos. Wouldn't it be easier to run an organization if it was an organization of one? What do you say? There's people in parts like, what's the, like... be the great melech of the world if you had no people. Right. It's like this famous piece of history that Rabbi Raphael Hirsch wanted to start a movement of orthodoxy. It was a breakaway for the reform in Germany, in Frankfurt am Main. So he called a big meeting of everybody to come to this resolution. So he gets into a big shul and he calls this big meeting, and nobody came but him. It was like one man alone, Hirsch. And Hirsch says, "Okay, everybody here, do you vote I'm the chief rabbi?" I don't hear any objections. Say aye. Shtika koita. Like, okay. So here it was Hirsch and the Malachim that he started a movement which saved the whole German Jewry. There's what to be said for Echad. There's what to be said for Echad.
Wave your magic wand.
Yeah. Well, okay.